One, two, three.
Hello everyone.
I'm Max from Canada.
I'm Suti from Thailand.
And lately we have done a few cooking video with Swedish food. It was amazing.
Yes.
Go to our channel, check all of those videos. There's more coming soon. If you're in the future, we bought more Swedish product. If you want to send us Swedish products, send us an email. We'll give you our address. In the meantime, I found a video, the 10 things about Sweden that will blow your mind. And it's from 3-Star Vagabond YouTube channel. This guy is very accurate.
Yeah.
And he talk about stuff that not everyone talk about because he's Swedish and he lived there. His point of view is very precise and I appreciate that. So let's react to his video. Yes.
Let's get started.
People online are often blown away
Hello.
by various facts about Sweden.
Wait. Armand Duplantis. Do you know what that is? I think they put the pole eye like this because it's maybe his world record or something. You know who that is? Armand Duplantis?
No.
He's I want to react to him actually. It's because at the Olympic he broke the world record.
Recently?
Yeah, at Paris.
Oh.
He's the
Plant this.
yes. This is like the height that he jumped or something.
Nice.
So I just noticed that. Yeah, I wanted to react to him, his journey. Maybe we can send us a video.
Way
Yeah.
by various facts about Sweden. This little country apparently has a lot of surprises. Personally, I don't see anything strange about Sweden because, well, this is home. Personally, I don't
Isn't that?
No gun?
Yeah, but remind me when you have the hand on top of the gun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it looked like something else when you look at it. Like,
see anything strange about Sweden because, well, this is home. It's all the other countries that are completely weird. But I decided to see what kind of things people find extra surprising about Sweden.
Scary.
So let's get started on this list of things about Sweden that will blow your mind.
I will be honest, okay? If it doesn't blow my mind, I will tell you. I've been in Thailand. There's a lot of weird things in Thailand.
Things about Sweden that will blow
If
your
you're a
mind.
curious person or a stalker, you're gonna love Sweden. Something that people often find
What?
surprising is how open Swedes are with personal information. I'm not talking about oversharing when talking to people. It's not like we give all our personal information when talking to colleagues or acquaintances. We post all of that personal information online instead, so they can look it up themselves. Want to find out where someone lives? Just go to the website hitta.se, where you can find everyone's phone number and address. You can also find a lot of additional information, such as when their birthday is, if they live with someone, and if they have any cars. And if that's not enough, you can also go
But it's not that crazy to me.
It's crazy.
Imagine if there is like a thunderstorm and they need to evacuate people and they will know by looking at the website how many people live in that street, how many people per house.
Do they know your birthday?
Yeah, well, the birthday doesn't matter that much, but I mean, knowing where every resident lives can help when there's a natural disaster, for example.
It's true.
People can do online and can help each other by knowing, okay, in this house there are 4 people, but there's only 3 that we can see. So where's the 4th one? You know, just because sometimes people are panic.
Anything else?
Oh, I don't. I mean, of course, if there's a criminal, you will know too. You know?
Because in Thailand it's really famous. Like scammer call me every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, have you seen like a news about like the scammer tried to pretend to be your daughter to ask the money from your father, thing like that. Like they have all the information that you had.
Yeah.
That what is kind of blow my mind. Like
that-
I'm kind of scared because I'm grew up in this country where everything is like can happen.
Yeah, I guess it's because it cannot happen there, I guess.
That's the thing.
Yes.
go to the website ratsit.se to look up anyone's salary, because that's public information in Sweden.
The salary. You can know people's salary. It's funny because we saw another video and you cannot ask someone their salary. It's like disrespectful to ask for the salary, but you can go online and find the salary of everyone.
Is it a new website? Like you not really talk about it, but you just like go behind their back and then shake.
I guess.
Not good.
But does it include bonuses? Does it include the politician? Does it include like everyone?
Razziet.se
Does it include the donation that politician receive and stuff like this?
paid service to look up salaries, but you can actually ask for that information for free directly from the Swedish tax authority instead. Sweden has a policy called offentlighetsprincipen, and it's all about public access to information. The main reason is to stop corruption, because you can look up details about any person in Sweden this way. And that's something that freaks out a lot of people from abroad. So in Sweden, you can look up anyone's salary, your colleagues, your boss, anyone you're dating, but don't do it because it's really, really douchey.
That's a good thing. Should I go check right now? Oh, I'm not single. That's very good.
Oh my god. People in the comment are gonna say that you are loud again. But Suji, that's just how Thai people laugh, believe me.
When I'm in the public, I'm very quiet.
Yeah, but
So you
believe me.
guys are lucky. I'm gonna cry.
This week was Midsummer in Sweden, and Swedish Midsummer is something that confuses a lot of people. Some believe that it's a night filled with drunken debauchery and random sex in the bushes. Well, it is, but so is any Friday night in Sweden. Some believe that Midsummer is a perfect time to visit Sweden. They expect to be part of a huge nationwide celebration. Well, they're mostly gonna see an empty city, because most Swedes are out in the countryside with family and friends.
Oh.
Midsummer isn't so much a public party time as a time to celebrate with people who are
Hey!
close to you.
That looked like my mustard, no?
Look at that, guys. I think it's the one that you just did, right? We just saw Abba Synapsil with earring inside. Suji don't like that much. This and the other earring we got, she doesn't really like it. But she loved this one. It's Wasa. See, it looks very similar to the one we just saw in the video. They also have an equivalent in Germany called Kroakerbrot. This one is German, and the Wasa one is from Sweden. I think it was our German subscriber on our German channel. They sent us this one and this one, but this one is Swedish. But it's very popular in Germany too. And this one we bought at a store. We're gonna go soon and try to buy more because there's more.
Yeah.
That said, you can definitely find public midsummer celebrations and events as well, but that's not what most Swedes associate with midsummer. On midsummer, you're supposed to eat traditional midsummer food, drink midsummer schnapps, and
Yeah, that's the mustard earring, right?
Yeah,
midsummer.
look like
The color looked different though. It looked a different
maybe.
one.
Oh, it's Appa too. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Abba is a seafood company.
Mm.
It's a singer too, but it's
Wait, is it Appa or it? Oh,
No, it's Abba. You're right. It's that company.
You're supposed to eat traditional midsummer food, drink midsummer schnapps, and sing midsummer songs. Oh, and dance like frogs around a maypole. Yeah, I guess that looks a bit weird. Små grodorna is a famous, or maybe infamous, midsummer song about little frogs. It's actually based on an old French military marching song about onions. Some believe that the English took that song and rewrote it to be about frogs to make fun of the French, and the Swedes then imported it and made it into a Swedish frog song instead. Either way, it's been sung in Sweden ever since the 1800s. And I guess that foreigners are pretty confused when they see grown Swedes hop around to it every midsummer.
Man, I've seen crazy dance in every country like this. People have weird tradition. It's just that this one is not too crazy.
Swedes don't just drink a lot of schnapps, they also drink a lot of milk. Even though I'm not proving the point right now because I'm drinking Coke Zero, but trust me on this one. I didn't do that mess, by the way. It was the people before me, I promise. Dairy products are extremely common in Sweden and in Scandinavia in general. Sweden used to be in the top 10 countries in the world when it comes to milk consumption, but it seems like we've fallen to place 14, which is still pretty high up. In most countries in the world, it's not very common to drink milk, or at least not for grown-ups to do so.
But it's true, I would say that I don't really drink milk alone.
I
Well,
drink milk a lot.
like alone?
Alone, yes.
Usually you put in your tea or you put in in cereal.
Yeah, but also drink a lot too.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like my snack already.
Really? I thought you always put it with something at least.
Yeah,
Not
and
like raw.
sometimes I put sugar in it.
Yeah, you put something in it. Yeah.
In fact, most people in the world are lactose intolerant. 65% of the world can't drink milk. Or, well, they can, but they have to go to the bathroom afterwards. But Swedes can drink milk, and they do. Scientists used to believe that Scandinavians drank a lot of milk because we don't get a lot of sun up here, and milk contains the necessary vitamin D.
Shit.
But these days, they believe that the reason why Sweden started to consume milk is much simpler. People were starving and they took what they could get, and that meant that we built up lactose tolerance over time. But many people in the world are still blown away when they see a grown Swedish man drink a glass of milk with their dinner.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that
Swedish
much.
candy is something that seems to surprise a
Oh.
lot of people. First of all, we have lösgodis. It's very common to mix and match your own candy
Wow.
at Swedish stores. Also, salty licorice isn't eaten much outside of the Nordics. For good reason, according to me. Some Swedes love it and some hate it, like me. But I think that just about everyone abroad finds it absolutely disgusting. It's very popular in Finland, though, even more so than
Why
in
is it disgusting? Is it because there's liquor in it? Let me listen again.
Swedish stores.
See, this one is common. This one in Canada, you can open the door and you can put everything you want in your bag. And then because everything is the same price, right? They're gonna weight it at the end. So you can put a little bit of everything in your bag and then they're gonna weight it and everything is the same price. I don't know if it's that concept too, but it looked like it because it looked like separate like this.
It's very common to mix and match your own candy at Swedish stores. Also, salty licorice isn't eaten
See, salty licorice.
Oh, it's
Liquor.
salty.
So that's why he said that it's weird.
much outside of the Nordics. For good reason, according to me. Some Swedes love it and some hate it, like me. But I think that just about everyone abroad finds it absolutely disgusting. It's very popular in Finland, though, even more so than in Sweden. But the most surprising thing about Swedish candy is most likely lördagsgodis. Swedes eat a lot of candy, and in the 1950s, the concept of lördagsgodis was introduced to only eat candy on Saturdays. The idea was to limit candy snacking to just 1 day per week to improve dental hygiene. So there was a big push to ensure that kids and grown-ups only eat their sugary treats on one specific day. And that continues to this very day. Lördagsgodis is still going strong in Sweden, and that's something that many foreigners...
That's not weird, it's smart. Because Saturday is a day that the kids don't go to school. So they can always anticipate that Saturday they're gonna play video game, eat candy. It's smart.
Yo.
It's like going to church on Sunday, right? It's like a kind of tradition. I think it makes sense. It's not necessarily weird. I think a lot of people do that with their children naturally without having without being in Sweden. It's good.
find strange. If you're a kid visiting a friend in Sweden, then that friend's family will often be quite hospitable. You might get lemonade and a cookie, and you'll be greeted warmly. But then comes dinner time, and that's when something very Swedish might happen. In other countries, that visiting kid will be invited to join the dinner table, and everyone will do their best to stuff them full of food. In Sweden, that kid might be asked to wait in the friend's room instead, while the whole family finishes dinner. No food for you. This isn't always the case. Some families will happily share food with a visiting kid, but it's not all that common. And it's not just about Swedes being stingy bastards. It's also about propriety. Many families only cook exactly what's needed for their family, so if someone joins unexpectedly, then people would have to go hungry. It's basically considered bad form to arrive unannounced for dinner. And it's also considered bad form to feed someone else's kid without checking with their parents first, because that might upset their dinner plans. So for all of those reasons, it became standard practice in Sweden to not invite visiting kids to the dinner table. And that's apparently something that shocks many people online.
Not really. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just,
Sweden is very informal. We would never call anyone Mr. or Sir unless they're knighted.
No, sir.
but that's fine though. I hate that too. You know? How to spot a scammer online is when they send you an email and, sir, madam, sir, how are you doing today? You know it's a scam. They talk like this. They talk formal on their email. So, or usually, sir and madam, it's like like you said, when they're old, right?
Of course. Mostly because we speak Swedish and not English, but also because we believe in equality and a flat
Oh.
hierarchy everywhere. This applies to work. We always call our bosses by first name, for example. And it applies to school. We call our teachers by first name as well. And we don't call older people ma'am or sir. We call them old farts and tell them to get out of the way. Okay, maybe not the last part, but the main point is that Sweden is an extremely informal country. Much more so than America and the UK, and definitely more
I mean, I'm from Canada, and I don't think it's that crazy to not call people sir, madam, or to call that professor. I think it's kind of normal. I'm from Montreal. I don't think it's that rare to call people informally. I know in Thailand it's really formal.
Yeah, of course.
Teacher.
Yeah, they always have the level of older adult, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to call it right. Sometimes when you see a stranger, you not really know their age. Like, oh my god, it's difficult with your head already. What are you gonna call them? Like, they're gonna have to be younger or like even or like older. But then they look old. But then when you call them like an uncle, thing like that, it's gonna be like offensive or not because you think that they are old. Thing like that. Oh, difficult.
formal than Germany. But then again, that country does have a metaphorical stick up its rear end, so...
Lonely.
Swedes are sometimes called the loneliest people in the world, and there's some truth to that. Swedes are infamously introverted, and they're very particular about personal space. You'd better keep your distance if you ever visit Sweden, and don't talk to strangers, especially not on the bus or the subway. And Swedes live by themselves to a higher degree than any other country in the world. According to a study in 2014, Sweden has the most single households in the world. 47% of grown-ups live by themselves. A later study reports that number to be closer to 40% instead, but it's still a huge number. It used to be common for Swedes to move out as soon as they could, often at 16 or 18 years old. These days, that age is increasing, mostly because it's too expensive, but it's still much earlier than in most countries. And Swedes aren't in a hurry to move together with a significant other either. They often keep two separate households. But this doesn't mean that Swedes are lonely. Loneliness is subjective after all, and Swedes simply like to have a lot of space. Both
Well, you need to be able to afford it. I mean, at first I was like, that means that they divorce a lot. But then I thought like, you can have like I don't know the word coloc. You can have the people that split the rent, right? With stranger. People do that in Canada all the time. I'm just curious why they don't do that. I mean, it must be not expensive then. Or maybe it's very tiny apartment. Like each person have like 30 square meter or something. Because if not, that doesn't make much sense. You split the rent. I mean,
when it comes to personal space and space to be yourself at home. And speaking of homes, when visiting a Swedish house or apartment, it's customary to do something called husesyn, to inspect the person's home. You look at bookshelves, you enter the bedroom, and you comment on weird and possibly wonderful things you might find at the person's home. It's a pretty intimate look at someone's house, and it can be a nice icebreaker. But it can also be quite shocking to some cultures, such as the Japanese, who are quite protective about their intimacy and typically don't let visitors enter the bedroom. So I guess that type of Swedish openness can really blow the Japanese people's minds.
yes.
Trust.
Sweden and the rest of Scandinavia is often described as a high-trust society. People in Sweden trust others to a higher degree than many other countries. And we also trust our institutions, and that's the thing that really makes people raise their eyebrows. Swedes used to trust the government, and newspapers, and unions, and basically any other type of institution in the country. Things are changing these days. There's more cynicism and more skepticism, rightfully so. But there's still a lot of trust that the government wants.
Well, people, I mean, I've seen a lot of video popping on my feed about immigration in Sweden, in Malmo and a lot of places that like, it seemed to create a distrust of the government of how it's handled, I think, because there's no problem with immigration if it's handled well, but there seemed to be like being handled quite badly. and people lose trust. Maybe that's what it was talking about because it didn't quite go into the topic. Because like you said at the beginning, right? One of the things, all your info is available online. So they need to have some level of trust, at least about their neighbor.
Yes, of course.
Because if not, people would never go this way, you know?
What's best for us compared to in other countries. Sometimes I believe that that's something that's helped Sweden become efficient and successful. And sometimes I think that it's made us naive compared to the rest of the world. But it's still something that surprises many people about
What?
Sweden.
What's that?
It's like a human body with like a big bird.
Is the bird poop on it?
Oh, I don't
It's
know.
naive compared to the rest of the world. But
An
it's still
elephant? No.
something that surprises many people about Sweden. Now, something that really blows people away about Sweden and all of Scandinavia is allemansrätten, the right to roam in nature. You can go anywhere in nature, and you can pitch a tent just about everywhere. You can pick mushrooms and berries, and you can swim in lakes all over the country.
Okay,
freedom
that's
to
the least like surprising thing. This is literally Thailand.
Yeah.
You can do almost anything. You can go to the side of the street and pick up berries. You can even go to your neighbor because a lot of them don't have a fence. You can roam on people's land. You can bring your dog walking anywhere.
Wait, people land kind of exceptional though. You have to be careful. People these days different in Thailand, but like pick up the mushroom thing like that is every year so nice. And it's about the dog. Like most like national park, they're not really allow
Yeah.
like domestic animal here.
Yeah, well, it's because they already. I mean, a stray dog is a big problem in Thailand. There's stray dog everywhere already. So
explore Scandinavia's nature is quite unparalleled, but it's not something we should take for granted. Respect nature and appreciate the freedom that you're granted, and be thankful for the surprising and awesome thing that is allemansrätten in Sweden. That's something that really should blow your mind.
When you go like this, what's the most animal that you saw?
Jeez, always
Like
afraid
the most dangerous animal, like a bear.
I don't think so. No. Suji's paranoid because we live in the countryside of Thailand and there's a snake everywhere and spider and ant and crab and
I'm not scared of spider.
you're afraid of snake? What else? Are you afraid of centipede?
Any like venomous. I'm scared of that because I don't want to go hospital.
But you're not gonna go face to face with a bear or with a tiger. I mean, you would face to face with an alligator if you live in Florida, but you're not gonna go face to face with a bear. Yeah, they will not put it anywhere near.
Well, I saw in Canada.
And that's about it for this list.
Not in a national, not in a park. Well, yeah, but not in the park that is more like a place that you bring your kids.
No
More
way?
like a. I would say more like but I would say more like a park like if you go on a road trip and you go to a park that is not like a park that usually you need to pay $2 to enter. You're not gonna find a beer there.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you pay there, but you mean those that are more known to be like for family park that are a little bit outside the city, but not. I don't think you're gonna find a big bear. It's more like if you go to a road trip that you're gonna find all of those animals.
Actually,
So
here
like
in
this.
Thailand, like in the national park, like even a normal road, right? You go, you're gonna see a lot of elephant.
Yeah, well,
Actually.
yeah, but elephant are very like it's like the water buffalo. They're really easy here.
Did you see when?
I walk the dog all the time, and I pass the water buffalo, and they don't do anything.
not water buffalo. 11. They're crazy.
But
Like wow, 11.
It depends.
They're
but-
like a police, like stop you because they want some fruit.
Oh, you
Thing
just
like
give them
that.
the fruit and move.
Some is like it just sit on your car, thing like that. If you're really unlucky and your car just break and then crazy.
Yeah, but it's because it's like the monkey, right? If one person start giving food to the elephant, that elephant will always stop on that road and wait until you give them food to let
Yeah.
you pass.
But this one
This
is sit
style.
on your car.
I don't like this.
Things about Sweden that will blow your mind. I hope
Yes. Well, okay, that was amazing. Thank you for the
Yeah.
suggestion. Yes. Please suggest us more and see you very soon.
Bye bye.